I haven't been feeling inspired lately, so I did the only thing a photographer can do when stuck. This isn't really a new camera though. I traded the Mark I for the Mark II of this tiny guy. I'm obsessed with these two. They are almost perfect, especially together. But you already know this video is not about this camera, right? Because no new camera has ever fixed my issues with the weather or my creativity. Creating is hard. Buying a new camera is easy. It gives you a mission. I went from doing nothing to researching for days, reading, watching, thinking, fantasizing, repeating this for as long as creating something remained the harder thing to do. That was fun and exciting, but now that I have the new shiny thing, I'm back to square one, facing the same problem I had before. So, I guess this is the part of the video where I'm supposed to tell you about some big revelation I had while climbing a mountain and how everything clicked after that. And trust me, I've tried. I've been going out with my camera, but so far there's been no revelation and no conveniently timed snowstorm or foggy day to save me. This channel has always been about sharing my photography journey, the highlights for sure, but also the lows. And that's exactly what I'm doing today. I'm sharing my frustration with you all. It might be hard to tell from the videos I've put out in the last few months, but it's been slow for me, slower than usual. You saw the highs, like the trips to New York City and Jackson, Wyoming, but the reality is that there wasn't much else going on besides that. This one was a brutal winter. And look, I love winter. I got some beautiful conditions. The highs were very, very high, but the problem was that the lows were really low. It was just too cold and too boring, so I just stay home instead of going out, and I thrive on frequent, almost daily photography. It didn't help that all of this came right after my fall road trip. I came home to a, again, very cold and boring weather, and that was a shock to my system. Actually, the month of December was so slow for me, for my photography, that it was shaping up to be one of the worst months of photography in my career, until some beautiful fog saved me on the morning of the 28th. That was a beautiful day. It saved the month for me, and I thought that after that things were going back to normal. But they didn't. It went back to being extremely cold, very boring weather, and the motivation just faded away again. But listen, it's all good, because I felt this way before. These feelings are frustrating, but they are also what pushes us farther to try new things, to stop being comfortable with what we've done already. For example, I don't know I would have made the trip to New York City if everything was going great back at home, if I was making great images at home. Sure, photographing a snowstorm in New York City had been a dream of mine, but that trip came mostly out of frustration. It was a very long drive, it was physically demanding, but it was much better than the alternative that was to stay at home frustrated and uninspired. So yeah, I'm not trying to avoid these feelings, because I know that eventually they will lead somewhere good. It's just that in the meantime, it's not easy when you're feeling this way. I have no idea where things will be in a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. I'll be back on the road pretty soon, and that's gonna help for sure. But in the meantime, and since photography is not really working for me right now, I've been trying to stay creative in other ways. For example, making this video. Really, any small win can go a long way, because creativity feeds creativity. And eventually the camera will follow, or at least that's my hope. And hey, who knows, maybe tomorrow will bring tons of fog. That would be amazing. Anyway, this is all I had to say for today. I know that some of you might be going through something similar, so I just wanted to let you know that this is normal, it's part of the process, and that you are not alone. Oh, and this camera, it's very nice. I love it. All right, see you next time.